Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your Planning Outlook video on Friday the 1st of March. Big changes to what we've just been seeing with much colder temperatures on the mountains over this next week and beyond. Pretty unsettled too, with areas of low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, so periods of gales across the mountains. There'll be accumulating snow with the cold air staying in place much of the week, and the Scottish mountains in particular hardly ever getting back above freezing point. Let's take you through those temperatures, and this is the 850 millibar chart that we use. It's at the standard height level in forecasting, and that will vary between around 1100 metres and around 1400 metres or so in the week ahead. So it's a good representative for the highest tops in Scotland. And as we go through Saturday, temperatures will tend to vary around freezing point at that stage, but as we go through late Saturday into Sunday, it's sub-zero on the Scottish mountains and even dipping to freezing on the high tops in England and Wales. Variations then take place through Sunday as a weather system comes up from the southwest. A warm sector that you can see there in between fronts will push rain northwards at that point, but colder air tucks in on its back edge, and that will bring freezing levels down very quickly, even onto the Pennines late Sunday. One to watch for some snow, even to quite modest elevations at that time. It's the cold westerly airstream, though, that stays in charge for a good many days ahead into next week, with temperatures on the Scottish tops -3, -4, even a bit lower on the very highest tops, and freezing levels typically somewhere around 600 to 800 metres in Scotland, maybe more like 800 to 1000 metres in England and Wales, with some freeze and thaw then on the highest tops here. Onwards through the middle of the week, and the cold air mass stays in place. No sign of anything mild coming up from the south this week, and if anything, a push of even colder air could try and come round into Scotland as a low pressure system pulls away eastwards in the second half of the week. There may be little ridges of high pressure that come in from the southwest, but all in all, it's that chilly westerly flow that will stay in charge, I think, right through the first 10 days of March at least. Let's take a look at the charts for these next few days, and for Saturday we've got what's left of a previous front from Friday pushing away into the North Sea, early drizzly bits and pieces for a while, but the main body of rain comes back in from the west as time goes on, so deteriorating for all, with wind strengthening to gale or severe gale force across the mountains and rain setting in pretty widely by the end of the day. Snow confined at this stage just to the very highest Scottish tops. Now, as those fronts pass eastward Saturday night into Sunday, another feature develops on them, another area of low pressure, and that will spin up across Ireland, England and Wales as we go through Sunday. Some uncertainty on the exact track and northward extent of this, but it looks as though there's a zone of rain that sets in pretty widely across England and Wales. It may take a while to get to the Lake District, but at the risk of it getting here as the day goes on, unlikely to get further north than that. It might just fringe into the southern uplands later. I think it's more Sunday night before that system fully reaches the Highlands. For the Highlands, though, a reasonable day, still a windy and a cold one with some snow and hail showers, chiefly in the west. Now, as we go on Sunday evening and night into early Monday, it's an interesting development as this frontal system pushes northwards. A lot of uncertainty just how far north that gets, and the charts I'm showing here may not be the final answer to it whatsoever, but it gives us something of a steer. Now, somewhere from the southern side of the Highlands to the North Pennines, there's the scope for quite a substantial snowfall as this system pivots through. This model takes it a bit further north into the Highlands, but there's no reason to suggest this shouldn't be, it could be 100 miles or more further south, and it could be from the borders to the Pennines, perhaps even a bit further south towards the Peak District if the low doesn't go quite as far north. An interesting one to watch then for Sunday night, and eventually I think that wraparound of a front will pull away eastwards, but there could well be something substantial across the hills by that point. There's various complications that may well just run in across England and Wales, but generally it's a story of showers into Monday daytime itself, those focused on western mountains. The winds a little bit varied, will tend to ease across Scotland as the low pulls away eastwards, but could still stay strong across England and Wales as a west or southwesterly. A chilly day then overall across the hills. Into Tuesday, another waving frontal system is trying to run in across England and Wales. Some of the computer models do develop this quite quickly, and it could be a more potent storm system by the time we get there, so that's one to watch. But the general theme is a cool to cold air mass and showers, again coming in on a west by southwesterly into Scotland. So we won't try and do too much more with the middle of the week at this stage. It's basically the general story of low pressure being centred across towards the north of Britain, little secondary features coming in off the North Atlantic as well. and those trying to develop quite an active spell of weather through the middle of the week. Low pressure and chilly air is in charge then for a few days. I think that takes us more or less through midweek. Some fresh snowfall accumulations, especially across Scotland, but at times even on higher levels in England and Wales, and could briefly fall to lower slopes too in England and Wales. Possibility of a brief ridge of higher pressure maybe just in the later stages of the week, but the overall message, I suspect, as we go towards the 8th to the 10th of March is that low pressure centred somewhere just northwest of Scotland holds sway, and it's that chilly westerly air mass that is with us, originating out of Greenland and northern Canada, so nothing particularly warm about that. It's a pretty confident story because that's the pressure anomalies for the whole week, the 7th to the 13th, and it shows low pressure over the North Atlantic. It shows high pressure away toward the Azores and a strong westerly flow with that origin of the air coming around from the west of Greenland. So the cold pattern or the chilly pattern through this first part of March is here to stay for a good while. So quite a change to what we've just seen, but often these early warm spells are followed by winter biting back. Stay safe on the mountains, keep right up to date with the latest forecast before heading out. You can do that every day on the Mountain Weather website, and we'll update the video for you on Tuesday. Thanks for watching, bye for now.